Most towns boasted swift modern cars, but in the bustling streets of New Jakarta, where neon lights flickered like hypnotic fireflies, the real spectacle lay in the hoverbikes zipping gracefully through the skies. Among the towering skyscrapers and the distant murmur of a lively bazaar, an unassuming space known as do-it-yourself. The shop, filled to the brim with scrap metal and antiquated gadgets, belonged to Avery Callahan, a young tinkerer with a knack for breathing life into forgotten things, and a fervent belief in the splendor of creation. On one radiant Tuesday morning, golden sunlight filtered through the smudged glass window, casting streaks of warmth over the scattered remnants of a broken drone. Avery crouched over the device, lost in a world of crisscrossing wires and stubborn screws, his hair tousled like he had just stepped out of a wind tunnel. As he struggled to piece the drone back together, a soft voice broke through the silence. "You'll gather more stardust than scrap if you keep daydreaming like that," Jin said with a teasing lilt, skipping into the shop like a sunbeam. Jin was everything Avery was not: confident, extroverted, and always ready to leap into the next adventure. His infectious grin lit up his angular face, making even the cluttered workshop feel slightly magic. "Hey, a guy's got a dream," Avery shot back, his focus still glued to the drone. "Besides, we have more urgent matters, like maybe making this drone do, this one thing?" Heron began, August, and talked off without further consideration. Before he could finish, an ear-splitting shriek echoed outside their sanctuary. Both boys jolted, instincts pooling together like a pulse, and they bolted to the front of the shop. What awaited them was enough to draw breath from their lungs. A spherical ship, gleaming white and tinged with flashes of deep blue, hovered gracefully above the pavement, sending tremors of confusion and awe rippling through the throng of spectators below. "That's new," Jin murmured, squinting at the shiny spacecraft that glinted defiantly against the urban chaos. Avery's heart raced with curiosity. "Let's check it out." The words tumbled from his lips before reason could catch hold. As they did, he rested his hand on the parachute's buttocks to keep from dragging himself down. It was becoming more frequent for him to draw speed for refreshment, and in the face of tremendous descent, they surged through the captivated crowd, drawing closer to the unfolding spectacle. The ship's door hissed open, billowing out a plume of iridescent vapor, its aroma reminiscent of wildflowers dancing in the summer breeze, mixed with the warm tones of cinnamon. For an instant, the world around them seemed to dim, granting a spotlight to the ethereal light emanating from the ship. Then, as if scripted by the universe, a small creature leaped into view. It resembled a kitten, but was undeniably otherworldly. Its fur glimmered with patterns that morphed like constellations across an endless night sky, and its large, luminous eyes, pools of innocence and wonder, seemed to pierce right through Avery's very soul. A long whip-like tail flicked behind it, and as it nervously blinked its multiple eyelids, it somehow managed to be both adorable and extraordinary. The sight dulled her mind, let alone the sounds and landscapes around her. With each cycle they would turn. "What on earth is that?" Jin gawked, his intrigue visible. "Not Earth," Avery deadpanned, utterly transfixed. "That thing is definitely not from here." Before they could fully comprehend the significance of this alien being, a commotion erupted as a group of taller figures emerged from the ship. Galuxians. Their skin was a bluish hue, smooth and glistening, giving them an almost surreal appearance in the ordinary human setting. As a palpable tension settled over the crowd, the Galuxians' precise movements and stoic expressions indicated a purpose that shattered the atmosphere of awe. "Get it back!" one of the Galuxians shouted, with an edge of desperation, glaring at the creature, which had scurried into the alley next to the shop. "Now!" the Raytheons called out, breathing fire. "Get it back!" one of the Galuxians shouted, sending showers of memories of his victims into my head. "Now!" "Get it back!" one of the Galuxians called out. Avery and Jin exchanged glances, both cognizant of the adventure unfurling before them, a stark choice between retreat and defiance. "We can't just let them take it," Avery declared, an ember of fear igniting his defiance as he felt the stirrings of empathy for the small being. "Wait, are you sure about this?" Jin half-heartedly protested, though he could see the fire crackling in Avery's eyes. "I have a feeling," Avery shouted back, a wild grin exploding across his face as adrenaline surged through his veins. "Plus, it's cute. We can't let them have it." The tiny alien paused at the alley's end, sniffing the ground, its softness akin to a lost child. It seemed bewildered by the impending chaos, eyes flickering with uncertainty. Crouching low, Avery felt a warmth unfurl in his heart, the kind that compelled him to ease the creature's fear. "Here, little buddy," he cooed, extending his hand slowly. "I promise, I'm not going to hurt you." As if it were enchanted, the creature's tail flicked and its fur shimmered with vibrant colors, rippling like a living aurora. Hesitantly, it padded closer, sensing the warmth of Avery's offer, a promise of safety, wrapped in uncertainty. Suddenly, reality crashed down around them as a loud thud echoed through the alley. One of the Galuxians, a towering figure clad in armor that gleamed ominously in the dull light, stormed in. "Get away from that thing!" it barked, each word fueling Avery's determination. Avery moved instinctively, positioning himself in front of the petite being. "No! You don't understand! It's not yours!" he shouted defiantly, resolutely protecting the innocent creature that had unwittingly drawn him into this maelstrom. Elsbeth angled forward with lowered glasses in hand, and looked the intruder in the face, her small eyes fixed upon him. "Obstruction of duty!" the Galuxian roared, its hand reaching for a device strapped to its side, a weapon of unknown purpose. His heart raced, panic clawing at his throat, yet Avery wouldn't relent. The creature trembled near his leg, and, as if sensing the sudden rush of tension, it tilted its head, eyes flickering with an unspoken question. In that heartbeat, everything changed. With a spontaneous burst of light, a radiant shield flared to life from the tiny alien's body. Dazzling brilliance enveloped them, causing the Galuxian to reel back. Its intents abruptly thwarted by the extraordinary force. When the light faded, silence fell thick around them, the Galuxians frozen in shock, and Avery stood in the shimmering cocoon of protection cast by the creature, now nestled against his leg. "We're safe," he breathed, awe coursing through his veins like fire. Jin stumbled into view, equally bewildered, but with a broad smile that illuminated his face. "Yes," Avery replied, still reeling from the shock. "And now I think our day just got a whole lot more interesting. I'm transitioning in a few minutes, so follow me." Jim laughed, glancing back at the flustered Galuxians. "You mean out of control?" "Maybe," Avery conceded, gently running his fingers through the soft metallic-hued fur of the alien, marveling at every mesmerizing shift of color. "But I think we might just have found ourselves a friend." The alien snuggled closer, a sweet innocence radiating from its being. In that moment, despite the shadows of danger curling at their edges, Avery felt a spark of adventure ignite within him, curiosity expanding beyond the vanishing skyline of New Jakarta. Life was suddenly more than the sum of its parts. It reached out across the stars, waiting for him to grasp it. Little did Avery know, this sweet and unexpected encounter would not only shake the very fabric of their universe, but also transform his life and that of the kitten-like creature forever. What began as a simple daydream about the stars was spiraling into a colorful abyss of possibilities. The fate of countless worlds delicately balanced on the whims of an unassuming alien. With every step deeper into the woods, the whispers of the trees echoed their newfound resolve. The vibrant greens and warm golden light filtered through the twisted branches overhead, singing songs of adventure and camaraderie. Avery felt an exhilarating mix of fear and exhilaration. They had escaped immediate danger, but the stakes were drowning them in unwelcome currents of uncertainty. The path narrowed, leading to a clearing where the sun filtered down like a spotlight illuminating a stage. They paused to catch their breath, and Avery's gaze turned to Knox, whose 6 glimmering eyes reflected a kaleidoscope of hues. "This place. It feels right," Avery mused, kneeling to meet Knox's gaze. "Maybe we can set up a temporary home here. We need to think of our next move." Knox tilted its head quizzically, then bounded into the dappled sunlight, showcasing its agility. With every spiraling leap, it twirled gracefully, revealing the harmonious rhythm of their connection. The sudden pulse of energy woven between them flickered brighter and brighter as they played, transforming their anxiety into playful laughter. Avery quickly began to gather materials, repurposing what he could find: branches bent but sturdy sheets of bark, and patches of moss that glowed faintly in the twilight. Knox eagerly helped, darting from branch to branch, every now and then pausing to let the shining patterns on its fur dazzle the surrounding area. The creature would often return to bring him colorful leaves, would dimly light up the ground with a serene glow, as if holding the essence of twilight within. As they crafted a small shelter, their symbiosis surged. Avery felt the spark of creativity ignite between them, allowing the fear from their recent confrontation to fade into the background. Knox wasn't just an alien kitten, it was an extraordinary being, a partner who energizes his spirit. This thought propelled Avery's determination as he stacked the last bit of moss to cover their makeshift home. "We did good, don't you think?" he grinned, coiling the final strips of vine tighten with the tiniest knots he could muster. Knox chirped in reply, prancing up to Avery and gently nudging the palm of his hand with its head. In that moment, he realized they had forged a bond unlike any other, a bond fueled by trust and shared purpose. As twilight crept across the sky, painting it in strokes of indigo and deep orange, the woods thrummed with life. Yet, even as they settled into their newfound home, the shadows beyond the trees whispered reminders of the dangers still lurking. Avery rubbed the back of his neck, tension lingering like a tight band around his thoughts. "We need a plan," he muttered. "Okay, what do we know?" he began, sitting cross-legged on the cool earth. "The Galuxians are after you, Knox, but we don't know why. They're relentless." He hesitated, recalling the chilling resolve in the larger Galuxian's eyes. "And they won't stop until they find you." Knox's reflective eyes shimmered in response, their colors evolving into calming shades of blue. It seemed to understand, sensing Avery's relentless determination. "Perhaps we should learn more about them?" Avery suggested, excitement igniting anew in his chest. "If we understand what they want, maybe we can find a way to keep you safe and turn the tables." Knox jumped onto Avery's knee, settling comfortably as he animatedly discussed their next steps. Under the canopy of stars, beginning to flicker above them, they plotted and planned. Using the creatures pivotal to this strange new world and the knowledge of its technology, every wire and drone part familiar to Avery now transformed into a treasure trove of possibilities. Knox saw the X-43 craft landings at every point on the map with a significant amount of precision. "Let's gather intel," Avery said, enthusiasm bubbling within him. "We can tap into some of the drone networks, maybe even intercept communications tracking Galuxian movements." The idea thrilled him, and in that moment, he decided they would need to venture back to New Jakarta, not just for resources, but for answers. "We can work from the workshop. I've set it up just how I like it, and we can use the drone parts to boost our signal." As if attuned to Avery's thoughts, Knox cooed softly, its gentle tone vibrating with agreement. They huddled in their impromptu home for the night, determination suffusing the atmosphere as they laid plans of flight and strategy, scriptwriter and story woven together into the fabric of destiny. The next morning dawned clear and bright. Beams of sunlight pierced the branches, splashing warmth onto their faces. With renewed energy and purpose, Avery and Knox packed their minimal belongings, with Knox adorably slipping into a crafted pouch, much to Avery's delight, and began their trek back. The path felt different now, a mix of trepidation and eagerness swirling in his chest as he brushed past the vibrant foliage. With every step toward New Jakarta, Avery found himself bolstered by the knowledge that he wasn't alone anymore. The uncertainty of the Galuxians loomed overhead like a haunting cloud, but the thrill of adventure glimmered bright, urging him onward. Arriving at the bustling hub of New Jakarta, the neon lights of the marketplace danced vibrantly against the brightening sky, the chatter of voices enveloping them like a warm blanket. Avery and Knox ducked into alleyways and navigated the thrumming ocean of people, excitement pulsing between them. With careful precision, they snaked their way back to the workshop. Avery's heart raced. The dense air of creativity welcomed them back, a promise of innovation lingering sweetly on his tongue. Once inside, he immediately set to work, using his knowledge of drone technology and Knox's unique capabilities to their advantage. After a long day of wiring and piecing together various components, Avery felt the familiar rush of anxiety and exhilaration commingle into one powerful force. "Knox, I think we've got it," he exclaimed, stepping back to admire their creation. A small, sleek drone, fitted with an advanced signal booster. Knox purred, its iridescent eyes reflecting a sense of pride and eagerness to embark on the next adventure. With a flick of a switch, the drone whirred to life, ascended smoothly, and began to skim the edges of the workshop before spinning playfully in the air. "Now, let's check the frequencies," Avery said, pulling up one of the monitors that illuminated with data scrolling across the screen. Together, they dove into a world of signals, frequencies, and code, Avery's fingers dancing over keys with a feverish delight as they searched for the Galuxians. The thrill of exploration shimmered just beyond their reach, each update bringing them closer to answers about the hunters and the mystery surrounding Knox. As the evening deepened, a pulse of recognition echoed in their connection. Circuits fluttered with unease, but binding threads of hope surged through them, solidifying the newfound partnership forged in light and conflict. The Galuxians' motives, their home, the truth of Knox's origins. They were all pieces of an intricate puzzle, and sometimes these pieces were still lacking when consideration forged in light and conflict. As the Galuxians' motives, they were neither. Just then, a series of alert signals blared from the monitor, sharp and unyielding. Avery's heart dropped as he scrambled to read the flashing lines. "Knox, I think we've intercepted something big." The screen lit up with data streams detailing Galuxian communications, movements, methods, and clear indications of their relentless pursuit of Nox. "Look, they're planning another sweep through the city, starting right now," Avery warned, a cold knot of realization forming in the pit of his stomach. Panic sliced through him. His remembrances flared so violently that the side wing turned neutral. Nox, sensing the urgency, caught Avery's eye, its hues intensifying into fierce reds and oranges. "We have to move." The pretense sheet. Together, they transformed resolve into action, bolstered by their bond. "We can't just leave them to find you again, Nox. We need to intervene." As the clock ticked down, they pressed forward, their hearts set on a mission that would shape their fate and alter the course of their lives irrevocably. With determination coursing through their veins, Avery and Nox prepared to face the Galuxians once again, confident that together they would unveil the truth hidden beneath the surface of their intertwining worlds. The night was alive with possibility, and they were ready to seize it. The moment Avery and Nox surged forward in unison, the world seemed to emerge from a tranquil dance into a frenzied symphony of motion. The Galuxians, familiar with precision but unprepared for the vibrant chaos these two brought, felt the impact of their combined power like a bolt of thunder splitting the sky. The first wave rushed over them, machines slicing through the air, voices shouting orders over the cacophony of chaos. "Secure that creature!" the Galuxian leader bellowed, his eyes flashing with determination. But Avery couldn't allow fear to grip his heart. He felt Nox's energy coursing through his veins, a blend of warmth and glittering light that electrified the air around them. "Don't hold back," he shouted, his voice ringing with conviction. They would not be mere victims in this unfolding battle. They were agents of change, disruptors of the status quo. Nox surged forth with a kaleidoscope of colors spilling from its body, a dazzling display that caught the attention of every Galuxian ship. It unleashed pulses of energy like rhythmic beats of a heart, crashing against the metallic skin of their hoverbikes. Each wave illuminated the surroundings, and Avery marveled at the surreal beauty of it all. A dance of light culminating in a powerful display of defiance against the encroaching threat. The air shimmered as the first Galuxian machine was flung backward, its pilot thrown off balance and spiraling into a nearby grove of trees, a momentary victory thrusting adrenaline through Avery. "Yes, keep going, Nox," he shouted, emboldened by this new reality. They could push back against the very forces determined to imprison them. The Galuxians regrouped, driven by the brash audacity of Avery and Nox. They adopted a new strategy, shifting their formations while sending several ships to encircle the pair. The thundering growl of their engines grew louder, and Avery could feel tension thickening like fog around them. This was the kind of danger where bravery turned into recklessness, but he wouldn't back down. Avery and Nox exchanged a quick glance, their unspoken connection pouring strength and unity into their movements. "Ready?" Avery asked, and Nox's eyes sparkled with vibrant resolve, reflecting not only their bond, but their shared spirit of rebellion. They faced inward, forming a fierce, resolute circle, two beings against an obstinate force. With another surge of energy, Nox shot out radiant tendrils of light, intertwining with Avery's makeshift constructs, a fortress of shimmering defenses. Galuxians skidded backward as wave after wave of luminous energy poured forth. The creatures writhed and shouted as Nox's energies exploded outward, fracturing their unity and dismantling their carefully orchestrated hunt. Avery saw the Galuxian ships split, their pilots attempting to regain control, but the fury of Nox's light spirit was relentless. "Now!" Avery yelled as he steered the energy like a conductor wielding a baton, guiding it toward the epicenter of their enemy's onslaught. The powerful surge met its mark, characteristic blue flames erupting around the base of several ships, illuminating the forest floor, sending shock waves that rattled the very leaves from their branches. Unfazed by the turmoil, Nox remained steadfast, channeling every ounce of its otherworldly power to thwart their pursuers. As panic erupted within the ranks of the Galuxians, they began to falter. Avery seized the moment, darting to the closest bike, stripping it of parts, and beginning to rig the remnants of Nox's energy into a makeshift device that could amplify their power even more. "What are you doing?" Nox called out, astonished by the audacity of Avery's desperation. "Something they'll never see coming." Avery replied, his fingers flying over wires and circuitry as he fought to remain calm despite the tension crackling around them. Inspiration bloomed from the risks they'd taken so far, and, emboldened by his own courage, he continued to work with unwavering focus. The algae was staggering. The ag system had withstood the first surrender to the alien riders, realizing they were losing control, pushed forward in a final attempt, their weapons aimed, intent upon subduing this extraordinary duo. "We will retrieve what is ours," the leader shouted, pushing his hoverbike further into the fray, a menacing sight against the backdrop of shimmering light. "Not if we can help it," Avery muttered under his breath, a knot of determination tightening in his chest. It was now or never. "Just a little longer," he shouted to Nox, summoning courage as he activated the device, channeling Nox's energy into it. The remarkable explosion of light erupted with vivid intensity, creating an unprecedented blinding flurry that split the air, sparks crisscrossing like starlit constellations, reflecting their determination. Nox hummed beside him, energizing every shudder and flicker of brilliance that illuminated their dynamic force. "Let me join you," it exclaimed. Both of them poured their essence into the device, and when it exploded behind the Galuxian fleet in a riot of light, it sent shock waves rippling across the creek, stunning their pursuers. For a precious breath of time the Galuxians faltered, caught in a tidal wave of vibrant energy that washed over them, their command structures dissolving. "Now, while they're disoriented," Avery urged, heart pounding as he seized the moment. They had leapt from the brink of despair into a fierce anger, stripping away the false authority of their hunters, becoming the architects of their own fate. Nox emitted a fierce growl, charged with an incandescent determination, and unleashed a final radiant blast that sent the remnants of the Galuxians whirling into chaos. Each bike exploded with a whirlwind of light, casting shadows as they spun through the air like lost stars, destined to never return. As the storm subsided, Avery and Nox stood together, panting, yet filled with an exuberant thrill, a rush that surged through their connected souls. "Did we really?" Nox began, eyes wide with incredulity, each shimmering face reflecting the kaleidoscope of colors that streamed from the remnants of their spectacular confrontation. "We did," Avery breathed, his heart softening in the wake of their shared experience. "We actually did it." Nox bounced in excitement, transforming back into its smaller, kitten-like shape as it nuzzled against Avery's leg. "Incredible. The spark between us, you and me, unleashed something extraordinary." Depression flooded Avery like watching terror thick in a storm to the nether realm, as had the depression before it. Avery grinned, affection pooling warmly at the little creature's unrestrained joy. As they looked around at the remains of the battle, he couldn't help but feel a rush of pride, an unyielding sense of ownership of this new reality they had forged from the sparks of creativity and trust. They had not only resisted their captors, but created a declaration that resonated with their essence, the very authenticity of life demanding to be celebrated. "Now," he said, a renewed glint in his eye, "we can't stay here forever. Where do we go now?" Knox's luminous eyes twinkled with possibility. "To the stars, Avery. We must explore, search for answers, discover why they wanted me. There's so much still unwritten." Avery's heart filled with determination. "Yes, let's follow that path, a journey across the worlds. Together, we'll unravel the mysteries that await us." With Knox by his side, the duo set off from the creek, stepping into the vibrant unknown, where the hum of adventure whispered tantalizingly in the breeze. Each step resonated with newfound purpose, their bond weaving together a tapestry of friendship, hope, and daring aspirations, tethered to the stars yet grounded in the heart of their journey. A journey destined for greatness, not the destined only of fate, the destiny for the whole world, a destiny even the fateful. As the echoes of the final confrontation faded into a resonant silence, both Avery and Knox stood in the soft glow of twilight, the forest now wrapped in a hushed reverence. The vastness of the sky above stretched open, painted in soft pastels of dusk, a canvas inviting them to chart the realms that lay ahead. It was in that subtle transition from chaos to tranquility that Avery felt the weight of their triumph. Their journey had transformed from one of mere survival to an odyssey about connection and discovery. The remnants of the battle still lingered in the air, a mixture of tension and exhilaration sparking between them as they exchanged glances, sharing the ache of interest that flourished within. "We did it, Knox. We changed everything," Avery said, his voice quivering with both disbelief and exhilaration. Facing peril had ignited something in him that he never knew existed, a strength bound not just to himself, but to every life across the universe. Various coincidences, a wonderful coincidence, that unfolded before their eyes. Knox, with its multifaceted eyes sparkling like clusters of stars, nodded, exuding a vibrancy that cast a gentle light around them. "We were not just defenders, Avery. We became architects of possibility." The ripple of their shared energy still reverberated in the ground beneath their feet, a constant reminder that they were inextricably tied to not only their own fates, but to the vast tapestry of interconnected lives. "What do you think will happen next?" Avery asked, glancing toward the Galuxian leader, who now stood apart from its comrades, contemplating this strange encounter. The eyes of its fellow warriors turned expectantly toward it, uncertainty clear on their once steadfast faces. The Galuxian leader took a breath, the weight of its past dictations lingering heavily in the balances of the moment. Slowly it approached, shifting from an ambassador of aggression into an embodiment of curiosity. "You speak of connection, a concept alien to us for too long." The words came cautiously, unraveling a thread of sincerity. "We have fought hard to claim what we believed was power, yet today we have seen the light beneath the shadows of our intentions." Avery stepped forward, the warmth of understanding coursing through him, igniting vitality in both his spirit and Knox's. "It's never too late to forge something new. We were once strangers bound by misunderstanding, but now we stand together. Let us take this moment to redefine who we are, to foster relationships that surpass ownership and descend into cooperation." Knox pulsed with bright hues of admiration, empathy swirling around like golden threads intertwining with Avery's impassioned words. The Galuxian leader hesitated, contemplative energy flowing through it like a caress of gentle winds. "Your choice, it resonates," it said softly, reflecting on its journey. The weight of centuries weighed against a burgeoning hope. "Perhaps we can explore this bond you propose." Silence wrapped the clearing in anticipation, as hums of uncertainty lingered in the air. Avery watched as the Galuxian leader extended a hand, a tentative gesture brimming with possibility. "Let us share our cultures and knowledge. In unity, we might discover the threads that bind our worlds." Avery's heart raced, for this was a moment of exquisite significance, a fracture in the fabric of an age-old rivalry. "Yes," he said passionately, stepping forward to weave his hand into theirs. Nox hopped beside him, its light pulsating like a heartbeat in sync with the shared agreements echoing in the vastness of the cosmos. The Galuxians looked around, their initial trepidation fading into an unexpected unity. One by one, they began to step close, hands reaching toward the ever-growing luminous sphere that formed around Avery and Nox, a mockery of their former divisions. They were becoming the embodiment of a collective heartbeat forged in the womb of understanding, threads woven tighter with every exchange of belief and intention. The forest responded, sighing as the leaves swayed along the symphony of transformation. Despite the remaining shadows, Avery felt a warmth unfurl in the center of his chest, a fluttering sensation of hope cascading around them. "Together, we will not only survive but thrive," he declared, his voice rising with renewed zeal. "Let us embark on this journey together and uncover the myriad wonders that await us in the stars." As night fell and stars began to punctuate the obsidian expanse above, the forest glimmered with awakened energy. The changes rippled through not only the air, but the very fabric of existence. The connection they forged was a pledge, a shared commitment to seek collaboration over compulsion, fueled by an innate desire to elevate every being's potential. In that sacred moment, the group regarded one another with newfound respect and curiosity, as galaxy upon galaxy opened before them, a vast expanse whispering promises of what could be. The tapestry woven by Avery, Nox, and the Galuxians had become a vibrant narrative of coalescence, a step into uncharted terrain ever glistening with infinite possibilities. "Let us gather our tools," Nox chimed, excitement reflecting from its being. "We have much to learn from one another, and the vibrant life of our worlds awaits our attention." Avery grinned, energy bubbling in his chest. "Absolutely, Nox. Let's pool our knowledge, share our visions, and shape new realms of existence, together." As they turned toward the heart of the forest, the path home shimmered with light. Each step an affirmation that they had ventured beyond mere survival, into a realm of co-creation, embarking on a far-reaching journey of connection, exploration, and hope. The night lingered, stars twinkling brightly in approval, casting down their ancestral wisdom upon the shape-shifting beings below. They ventured forth together, building bridges among the cosmos, champions sculpting a narrative that celebrated unity, a legacy eternally etched into the celestial canvas of time. With every beat of their hearts, every exchanged idea, they sculpted a radiant future, one that echoed with the promise of new, vibrant lives. Their shared quest, an affirmative testament to the possibilities born when connections outshine conflicts, where hearts nurtured collaboration, and where their story in time would rise to echo in the annals of universal history. Together, they moved toward the stars, guided by the same pulse of life that resonated through every being. An enduring invitation to seek connection and forge paths anew in the ever-expanding cosmos. In the wake of the festival, as dawn broke across the horizon, Avery stood at the edge of the glade, basking in the warmth of the morning light. It poured over the land, igniting every dew-colored blade of grass, illuminating the vibrant colors lingering from the previous night's joyous celebration. The air felt thick with promise, each breath imbued with the spirit of cohesion that had blossomed between humans and Galuxians. Gwendolyn and Santos drew a large protective layer around the village. Beside him, Nox wobbled playfully, its multi-hued fur glistening in the sun like a treasure trove of stardust. "What shall we embark on today, Avery?" it chirped, its voice a harmonious blend of excitement and curiosity. "The festival brought forth so many ideas, but we have yet to explore the stars. I'm channeling energy from last night. Let's see how far we can amplify it." Avery chuckled, leaning down to rub Nox's head affectionately. "I like the way you think, but we should probably start with a little bit of planning first. We'll need to gather materials for your communication technology so we can build what you envisioned." Together they strolled through the glade, vibrant colors dancing in their periphery. Blossoms in full bloom, Galuxians adorned in native garb, mingling with humans dressed in festival attire, laughter and chatter mingling like a symphony. It was a scene that would have been unfathomable mere weeks ago, but now it felt like life itself had conspired to create this new reality, a portal to endless possibilities. "Let's visit the workshop and see what we've got," Avery proposed, leading Nox along a winding path adorned with wildflowers and towering trees. Every footfall felt lighter, every moment friendlier. Overhead, birds sang jubilant songs that blended seamlessly with the bustling excitement surrounding them. As they arrived at the workshop, its familiar aura welcomed Avery. The scent of metal and wood mixed with the slight tang of electronic components tingling in the air. He stepped inside, surveying the clutter that had once been a chaotic jumble, but now felt like a treasure trove waiting to be unlocked. "Let's organize this space," he smiled, envisioning how collaboration would turn the clutter into something beautiful. The sense of strength touched him like gold. Nox flickered with enthusiasm. "Right! Let's gather supplies. But I sense something else. There's energy in the air. It's inviting us to venture beyond mere tools. I think we might find what we're looking for. The cooperation of the sorcerers is a thing of the past." Avery paused, a spark igniting in his mind. "You're right, Nox. This energy, we should harness it. It could shape the way our communication technology works." "Exactly!" Nox leapt excitedly, its luminescent form pulsating with vibrant light. "Let's explore the ancient grove. The resonance trees there might amplify our signal and harmonize even further with the cosmos." Excitement surged through Avery, propelled by Nox's enthusiasm. "Then let's do it. A day of exploration awaits." Together, they darted out, laughter bubbling like the music of the natural world, guiding them toward a new adventure. The journey to the ancient grove was brief yet exhilarating. As they neared the grand trees, the air thickened, and the atmosphere shimmered with an ethereal glow, a testament to the ancient energies that pulsed vibrantly among the roots and branches. Here stood entangled behemoths, their trunks solid yet inviting, adorned with leaves that shimmered with an iridescence, whispering secrets from across time. "Feel that," Nox whispered, eyes wide, absorbing the atmosphere. "It's as if the trees are alive, resonating with stories waiting to be shared." Avery closed his eyes, inhaling deeply as waves of energy rolled over him, soft, melodic hums that seemed to vibrate in harmony with his heartbeat. "Yes, we can connect to that. By channeling this resonance, we can strengthen our communication technology." When he reached open, Avery pressed on his conscience. The magic around the coils glowed with purity and truth. He began to gather materials. Day unfolded deep into the afternoon, weaving laughter and playful banter into the air. With every leaf Nox gathered, every glimmering component Avery assembled, the spark of collaboration brightened the grove. Together, they transformed the ancient energies into usable mediums, weaving their fates into the burgeoning framework of hope. As the sun began to sink toward the horizon, casting fiery colors across the sky, what they had crafted pulsed with life. A device perched gracefully among the ancient trunks, twinkling like an emerging star in the vast expanse of the universe. "Ready to test it?" Avery asked, excitement radiating from him. "More than ever," Knox replied, its eyes shimmering brightly with admiration for their creation. Standing together before their device, Avery and Knox focused on their combined energy. Each heartbeat synced, channeling their intentions into the mechanism before them. The air thickened with anticipation as Avery whispered, "Let's reach out. Allow yourself to connect, Knox." With a delicate hum, the device flickered to life, pulsing in rhythm with the trees. The melodic resonance amplified, rippling outward, echoing through the grove. Knox's energy intertwined with the technology, creating luminous waves that shimmered, sending out ripples across the expanse. "Hello," a voice echoed softly, weaving through the air and directly into their minds. It was a voice iridescent and clear, a harmonious blend of human and Galuxian frequencies, with thousands of ears on board. An unparalleled technology for the containment of the soul and fully engulfing the environment. Avery's heart swelled with gratitude and elation. "We can communicate faster than ever," he exclaimed, buoyed by the rush of possibilities. The device thrummed vibrantly, radiating light that refracted through the trees, illuminating the surrounding area with colors that danced merrily in the twilight. "Let's reach for the stars," Knox called, heart swirling with exhilaration. The resonance connected them in deeper ways. They weren't just creating technology. They were entwining their very souls with the energy of existence itself. The stargazers were no longer wary of knowing it had made it into the session. Something deep within each station allowed it to reach for its own purposes. They were heart unified. They were unified. Together they sent messages spiraling into the cosmos, their intentions radiating in harmonious waves, reverberating against distant galaxies. As laughter erupted, both human and Galuxian responded, sparking waves of more messages, messages that told of trials and triumphs, hopes and dreams. Their voices intertwined with a harmony that transcended worlds. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in vibrant hues of purple and gold. The glade, aglow with their luminescent device, transformed into a sanctuary. Every inch radiated their collective joy and newfound identity, a kaleidoscope of cultures woven together by dreams. Avery and Knox exchanged looks, hearts full of anticipation for what lay ahead. This was merely the beginning. Their collaboration ignited an ever-growing web, threaded by their ties, beyond just survival, into a unified story shared by all, traversing time, space, and imagination. As the stars began to flicker into view, the beauty of unity blossomed in the essence of that moment, a testament to the endless possibilities forged in courage and resilience, a narrative eagerly awaiting to be written anew. And so, under the piercing gaze of the cosmos, their adventure flourished, a beacon that beckoned others into the essence of connection and creativity, resonating through the constellations, igniting each twinkling light with stories waiting to be told. It was a new dawn for all, a harmonious collaboration standing testament to the power of unity, threading minds and dreams into the very fabric of existence. Together, as the guardians of this extraordinary alliance, Avery and Knox were ready to delve deeper into the uncharted realms of their worlds, forging bonds that would transcend everything they had once thought possible. The stars twinkled brightly above, celebrating their union, a vibrant promise of the journey that lay ahead, rich with innovation, discovery, and an unwavering bond that would echo through the ages. If we go with you, we may save ourselves. You will always be with us, the victorious ones, the winners, the braves and the defenseless. As they gazed into the sky, together, they began to write the next incredible chapter of their forever unfolding saga. End of Story 1, recorded in the first or new book in the Caleb Core series.